All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pullze podcast. And let me tell you, I'm actually really excited today to talk about Call of Duty. Normally, I'm like, oh, here we go. But today, I'm pretty fucking excited. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, good and the bad. But first and foremost, eBay J God, how we doing today, fellas?
I've been
good so far.
Straight chilling, bro. Just been hanging out. The weather's been amazing out here in California, so I've just been enjoying that. But
no way you've gone out.
With y'all.
No way you've been going touching grass.
I've been touching some grass, bro. You know, here
shame
and there.
on you. Shame on you.
Just gotta do what I gotta do, man. Gotta be getting that vitamin D.
I like that. J God, what about you, man? How's it been, man? How's the update? You know, give me your little spiel.
It's more fun than I expected it to be. It's kind of on the content side a little bit light, I would say, for Warzone, only because of the big map side. But other than that, I think generally it's been pretty good.
Okay, yeah. I mean, look, I guess I guess that'll be the first order of business. The last podcast we've had, we were kind of talking about, you know, with the new updates, everything on paper sounds great. Like, you know, they're able to do all these things. It seems like it's going to be a pretty okay update. But we said, let's see what happens. Is the game going to be broken? We made our predictions and we said, yeah, it's probably going to be broken. Actually, all three of us said it's probably not going to be broken. They've probably learned their lesson. And I guess we were right. I will say, again, for me, we'll go one by one. This has probably been the best update that they've probably had since probably Verdansk's drop. I was very surprised. I tweeted it out and I said, honestly, I expected this to be a shit show like it was last year because Black Ops 6 integration was quite literally the worst integration we've ever had. Bugs on bugs on bugs on bugs, server issues. It was horrible. Like it was just literally horrendous. And this year, whatever they did, it's not buggy and it actually came out smooth. And then we'll get into the actual details of what changed with the actual game. But Ebates, tell me what's your thoughts so far from what you've seen, man?
Overall, man, super stoked. I think that Warzone is in a pretty good spot right now, and I was very surprised to see that when everything dropped, it just was kind of as intended. So like you were saying, I mean, not a lot of bugs. I mean, maybe there's a couple here and there, but nothing like groundbreaking. I know like last year you legitimately couldn't even play the game. Yeah. So super stoked about that. And I feel like this is like a really good start for hopefully what is going to be a great year. I've been seeing Treyarch like cook with a lot of the multiplayer stuff. We've seen a lot of camo stuff that they've been cooking on. And even like the CDL, for example, like it just feels like the product quality has gone up in every aspect. So yeah. Hopefully that's kind of across the board, but yeah, pretty stoked, man.
Okay. All right. Jay God, talk to me, man.
I mainly played Haven's Hollow. I don't really like the BR map that much, especially since it's the same one we've had for a year and a half plus another 9 months. So It's kind of like the 2 POI is not enough. But I've been watching quite a bit on the Verdansk side. It looks like it's playing better. But Haven's Hollow, I don't know what the hell they did. Maybe it just wasn't, I was not playing like, you know, Shotzi and Scump on the roof of a mansion at Next, and maybe that lightened up the experience. But overall, I feel like the flow's a little bit better. I think the player count like keeps things like generally like you're always getting into an engagement. Yeah. I'm still a little bit unsure about the ghost change. I think that's the weirdest one for me. And from feedback I've seen, it seems like people are generally split on the self-revive change. Okay. But I think most people, like the majority, even though there are a handful, I think the majority think the gas mask change isn't a good one. Yeah. So, but I'm liking it. I think there's tons of weapons that are usable. The floor loot's good. I mean, like, they actually did it pretty good. I was just shocked.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
that doesn't even count all the ridiculous amount of Easter eggs that are on the map. If you want to do the little jackalope and put the antlers on the thing, or go into the waterfall and get the loot chest there, or do some rituals for a calling card, or whatever the hell else they got going on, I don't think all are even figured out. So they cooked on the map the same way they did Fortune's Keep, and Rebirth has a ton of those things too. Yeah, and we'll kind of just see. Yeah,
I mean, dude, look, I think we all here are pretty honest when it comes to this game. And I think for the last, I mean, we even stopped doing the podcast for about like 2 to 3 months because it was just like we as a trio, we came together and we're like, bro, like we're just constantly flaming the game. Like at what point does it become like, hey, like all we're doing is just talking about the game and how bad it is? And they got to fix it one day, right? Like we're just gonna have to wait for that. We stopped doing the podcast, and now like I said, I started the podcast up today by saying I'm really excited to actually yap and do the pod because, hey, it seems like they finally, we got ourselves a good fucking update and the game actually feels pretty good, you know? I guess let's talk about Haven's Hollow first, man. Haven's Hollow, Jay said a couple good things. If anybody at Raven is watching this, my opinion, let me know what you guys think. I think collect the data from this map and look at the time to engagements and the way the lobbies stay up. I don't know what it is, but it feels damn near good, like perfect. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm constantly always fighting. I'm not having to I'm not getting third party like crazy, but I'm also it's not hard for me to find engagements. It doesn't feel too, it literally feels like the perfect pacing of what Resurgence should be. Where Rebirth, I feel like is a little bit slower sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to find people. And then let's say Ep.109 was a little bit too third party heavy, right? Maybe it's map design, whatever it is, but that's kind of my thoughts on it. And I know they tried to mimic it according to Rebirth, right? The pacing. But it feels for me better than Rebirth, and I have an idea of why. But yeah, what are y'all's thoughts on the pacing of the map?
Well, yeah, go ahead.
One thing I'll add that you didn't really include there, I don't know if it's just my perspective, is I felt like I played a lot with randoms, and generally you're going to be on a regain pretty often. And I felt like because of the way the map is, even though we're talking about, and I agree with the time to action and engagement and all that stuff is good, for whatever reason, it's still there's plenty of areas where you can try to regain and get looted again.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they managed to do that at the same time. Where you could still land at a lot of places. I don't know if there's just restocks happening nonstop or whatever the hell it is, but it feels like you can still land and get back into engagements and then get looted up and get your loadout pretty quickly again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did he out? Oh, never mind.
No, I'm good.
To add to that, I think what I was going to say, which I said, I was like, oh, I know why it is. It's because, and I think this is why I really like this game or this map, is because, for example, Rebirth Island has jail, and it's kind of like a cheese spot where you're on top of prison and you're just looking down at everything around you. It kind of feels like a little bit cheesy, and I know people used it, and I know people love Rebirth Island. I don't mean to talk about your baby like that, but that's what I don't like, which is a big reason why Ep.109 didn't work out, because of Reactor up top. There was just one central zone that you could look down at everything and just it was a cheese spot, right? This map is very only, I would say, would it be two-dimensional fighting? Everything's very leveled, right? So you're not really fighting a lot of ups and downs. That's why I hated Peak in Caldera, because it was all just, you're looking down. The entire map was on a mountain, and so you're constantly having engagements where you're looking down. This felt like this Haven's Hollow feels like it's a lot of leveled fights. You're fighting people that are in front of you, and if there's changes in innovation, it's not that crazy. And I don't know, I like that. Where Rebirth Island, sometimes I feel like you're fighting a little bit more up and down vertically, right? 3D. But yeah, I think that's why the pacing feels a little bit better. But Ep, talk to me, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the map just feels intentional. I was fortunate enough to go play it early back in July, and some of the feedback I initially gave was that the map in the middle was super, super empty, and the outskirts of the map was kind of fun, and everything was good, and you could see there's natural terrain that they threw in. That feels very intentional. Even the waterfall side, the north side of the map feels intentional, right? You're not just forced up there, or you don't have to go to your way to go up there. It just feels like it's an easier way to rotate up. And so once they fix the middle of the map, I mean, dude, the map plays super well and it flows. There's a lot of easy lanes. You don't feel this confusion of oh, where do I need to rotate? Yep. How do I need to rotate? It just feels like it flows very well. So I was super stoked. I mean, dude, if you asked me back in July, I would have said, I think competitively the map back in July was good, but for pubs and stuff, I thought it was going to be awful. They made a lot of really, really good changes, and obviously they took a lot of feedback in and made those changes. So it just kind of feels good too to see that they actually took feedback and made and implemented those changes. So I mean, the map is super good. I'm hoping to see maybe some updates and stuff. I like Jacob was saying, the Easter eggs and stuff is pretty cool. They already have an underground Easter egg that you open up a little
yeah,
a dungeon or something. Yeah, there's it's just cool to see content and stuff like that thrown into the game. So I've been loving it, man. I've been loving it.
I mean, okay, so let me ask you guys this. Do you think that, because this is the first time I think probably ever where they invited people to test the map that early? This was back in what, June?
Probably I think July.
July.
It was the week before I went to Saudi, so I think it was July.
this is the first time I've seen them actually make legitimate changes based off people's feedback for things. And I guess let me ask you guys, do you guys think it worked? I mean, I guess the only one that can really say that is Ebates because he tested it before and up until now. And like, did they make sufficient enough changes for you to feel like, hey, like having players go and play test it early actually made a big enough difference? Because to me,
absolutely.
This feels like the best map I've personally played for Resurgence probably ever. I like this map a lot. Like it feels good.
I'll give the yes and a no.
Okay.
I feel like the way it landed was pretty good, but the way we got to play it at next, it wasn't a substantial change.
Okay.
So I think a lot of it ended up being like that's the big marketing event. I think they missed the mark because that's what everyone thought. Like, oh, it kind of plays kind of whack. We only played it for 2 maps. Oh, they used a bunch of assets from Zombies. They used the mansion, they used Liberty Falls, they used the little church, the gas station, and it's all just copy and paste, and then people get a runoff with the AI comments or whatever the hell. So I think they missed the mark in that regard. I think it landed good, but the marketing behind it, which was next, the map changes should have been done early enough where they made it to next. So that'd be my feedback for that. So if the runtime between July and November was the number of 3 months or whatever, that's how early they need to be bringing in people early before next to make that change happen. So that'd be my feedback for it, because I think it landed well, and people are even struggling now. I'm looking online. People aren't really like criticizing the map almost in any way. Yeah. Like I'm seeing pretty much positive sentiment around it, even on COD post, which isn't really common. Yeah. And that'd be my feedback for it. So I think, yes, they nailed it on the landing, but the launch should have been a little bit cleaner. I guess that's the way to say it.
Yeah. Okay. I can kind of agree to that. Like, I think one thing I want to kind of roll off of what you just said is, dude, I have not seen people be this like positive about this game in a very, very long time. Like, transparently, Call of Duty Twitter and everything social media is pretty down bad normally. And lately, I haven't really seen any bad. The only time I do see bad is with people like, you know, anime avies, no actual picture in the profile picture. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys. But I think they're not even playing the fucking game. Like they just hate COD. But like the people that are like my chats, I think the chat is a very good indicator of how a lot of people feel. And surprisingly, I don't know if you guys feel the same for you guys, but my chat, no one has really been negative. For the most part, people have been like, yo, this is actually really fun. This is actually really good. And across the board, content creators have all been like, and players alike said it's pretty good. There are bad, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, right? But it like, it feels cool to actually see people not be so toxic, especially when we had 2 to 3 years of just constant negativity. So yeah, so it is what it is, right? But anyways, yeah. So let's move on, boys. So Haven's Hollow, really fun map. I like it a lot. Let's talk about a couple things. Ground loot. What are y'all's thoughts on the ground loot? Dude, that's one of the big things that they said. They're gonna make intentional ground loot, and I do think this is a big reason of why the game feels also fluid, is because it feels like any gun is viable right now.
Yep.
I personally think the ground loot is good enough, where almost good enough. Almost, it's a tad shy, where they could actually remove loadouts and you could just play with the floor loot guns right now.
I was gonna say
it's actually that ridiculous. They nailed it.
We had a tournament with ground loot only, and
I know.
Yeah,
it played out fine. It played out amazing.
Honestly, this is gonna sound crazy, bro. I kind of wish I wish competitive had no loadouts, bro. Like, I can't even lie. After watching like real ground loot be used, the game just like, from a viewer's perspective, I was like, yo, this is so much more enjoyable because people are using different guns, stuff like that. I can understand the viewer fatigue of constantly seeing the same gun every single game, every single time. And honestly, bro, like they killed it with the ground loot. The ground is sick, and hopefully, honestly, like I'd be open to implementing that into some competitive stuff.
Yeah, that's not to say there aren't a few outliers. There's definitely things that need to be fixed or addressed, but in general, I feel like, oh, cool, I got a Dravik with 60 rounds. Like, I'm cool, you know? Oh, I got a Kogod or whatever, Kogo or whatever the hell that weapon's called, and that's good too. MSPC or whatever the hell that one is. It's like, just on and on, all these close range ones pretty good, and then you get the Peacekeeper, it's fully kitted. MXR fully kitted. It's just like, oh damn, okay, these are actually feel pretty good. Yeah, the DS20 or whatever, Mirage, that one's sick too. It's like, all right, cool. I wish I had a faster reload, but
Yeah, I mean that. Okay, that Mirage has an insanely slow reload, but I mean, let's use this as a segue into guns in general, bro. Jacob, you said a little bit earlier, but it does feel like you can use a lot of guns right now. Like somebody asked me for the meta yesterday, I was like, honestly, bro, and I went through 5 different guns, and I was like, yo, this is good because of this. This is good because of this. This is good because of this. But these all have penalties because of this. Like you can tell me, what do you think? Like right now, I feel like the Mirage is probably. I can't say that because the M15 has better
M15 feels great.
Yeah.
I feel like the Mirage just so beamy. Mm-hmm. And that gun, that's the one I almost at almost level 250 with.
Oh shit! Okay.
I played a lot with it with the multiplayer end game, obviously zombies, and now Warzone, and I think it just feels great. The reload problem in every mode, but I think the AK even feels fun. Like. And the MXR feels pretty good. You can rock that with the iron sights, and it's a little bit slower, higher fire, high damage type gun. I mean, there's a lot of long range stuff that does feel good.
Yeah, I like the AR metas. I feel like the F-15. I personally feel like it has less recoil than the Mirage, but apparently it has more. But maybe it's just the way that it's controlled. I like it a lot. Like the M15 is probably my favorite gun.
Fire rate you might mess with the fire rate better, I guess. Yeah.
That gun, I feel like I've been cooking with it. The Mirage is really good. Maddox fries as well. It just has bad bullet velocity, so you kind of have to pick your poison on that gun. What else? I think the only guns that I feel like I've been kind of lackluster was the AK, the 3-round burst, which is what's that one called again? I forgot what the 3-round burst called. 4-round burst. But
oh damn, I can't remember the name.
Oh, not the M8.
No, not the M8.
No, the other one's a 4-round.
Yeah, and then the Maverick. There you go. The Maverick.
Yeah, excellent.
And then
Maverick.
one other AR that I feel like is like, I forgot which one. Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper has really good time to kill. Just has a little bit of recoil.
It's more like a sniper support. Though.
Yeah, medium gun, but it's a good all around gun. But like if you pick up one of those, you're still gonna be like, okay, like it's not bad. Now submachine guns. What are your thoughts on the SMGs? Do they need to be adjusted? Are they in a good spot? I feel like for me, the MSC and the Cadet are probably the best ones right now from what I've seen.
Yeah, those are the best. I like the Carbon though. The Carbon's cool.
The Kogat is good.
I'm trying to think. Even though the Dravik was one of the worst, I think it felt good too, even though it doesn't kill the fastest up close.
It has like
it's more like a medium range.
It has like no recoil on that one.
Yeah, no recoil.
Definitely it's like an AR meta. I mean, obviously like SMGs or submachine guns and stuff are important, but I feel like the AR is like definitely the most used gun right now, aside from like snipers and stuff like that. But I do feel like the SMGs are strong, but they're not like overbearing where like you're constantly running around with an SMG. Like I caught myself a lot using like the AR a lot.
You get up close?
I mean, well, obviously not close. Like once you get into buildings, obviously like an SMG is always going to be viable. But I feel like on Rebirth and stuff in the past, like I've always run around with an SMG. Like, but I feel like I catch myself now like running around with my AR because it's that's just kind of how the map plays a little bit more too as well. It's like a little bit more of a like I feel like Rebirth, it was like more head bashy, and this game feels a lot more of like a combination of Resurgence and like a BR type of vibe.
Yeah.
Like it feels, the pacing just feels better in my opinion.
I don't know what they did, but like I agree with that. Like the map feels like not a Resurgence map, but I mean that in a good way, even though it does play very well. Like it kind of feels like it's a BR map that's sped up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it a lot. Now, so we went over guns. Now, they said, go ahead, Jacob.
Are we going to talk about the created class, or are you planning that for later?
No, bring it in. No. Yeah, okay. We can talk about it right now.
So I liked what they did with the created class, that it's just simplified to the 5 attachments. Mm-hmm. I know some people still wish there was 8, but there was so many UI issues when you're creating a class with 8.
Yeah.
Some of your classes had overkill. Some of them had gunfighter. And then when you'd select the class and you're trying to change the weapon, and then it changes your 8 attachment, and then it subtracts the attachments, then it adds the 5, and it's like a pain in the ass. You had seven, one weapon, and you really only used 2 of them, but you accidentally created a new one, and then now you ran out of loadout slots. It was a pain in the ass. Yeah. So I even just for the simplicity's sake, I'm glad they did away with that. I'm still a fan of the free optic. I'll keep saying this until they do it, because I think they eventually will, where every gun should just have 5 attachments, and if you equip an optic, it'll be a free attachment. And this would be in cases where like some SMGs have dog bad iron sights that you would never use. You're going to use an ELO. You should get the ELO for free because the iron sights are trash. And if not, then people could stick with the iron sights. I think sometimes with the long range weapons, you could actually benefit a ton, especially in this, and it would solve like one of those issues that why people even ran 8 attachments to begin with. They wanted that one extra attachment for bullet velocity or one attachment for recoil control. This would give you your 5 for your creative class, and then if you choose to put on an optic that's a 2x or 3x, I think solid. I think the overkill by default, the only downside with that is it makes it so your pistol is kind of like useless. You never like do a pistol other than landing. So they're a little bit weaker. I don't know if that's design intention, so that because no one's ever going to run pistols unless they're legit one shot broken.
Yeah.
I think the perks, I'm still a little bit like torn on Ghost, like I already mentioned, but the other perks seem to be lining up. It's pretty competitive in that perk 3 too, because a lot of the sweats want to use the movement ones.
Right.
But other than that, I feel like they found a good sweet spot.
Okay. Yeah, dude. So speaking on perks, what are y'all's thoughts on the perk system? Like as a whole, like, and the perks in general? Like slot 1, it's scavenger or mountaineer, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Right. Perk 2 and perk 3, you know, a lot of people have been saying, and I do agree that it is like not broken, but it feels amazing, is sprinter with adaptive, right? But low key, sprinter, like I feel like you don't need it. If you rock quick fix tempered, it still feels pretty damn good. Like, yes, I feel like if it was really that overpowered, I would be like, damn, if I go switch to quick fix tempered, I'm not gonna like the perks. I'm gonna feel at a disadvantage. But I was rocking that, and I was still like, yo, this is still vibes. Like, this is fun. What's your thoughts on kind of the perks right now? We saw from Adrian tweeted out at one of the devs saying, and I'll bring it up real quick, that please don't nerf, because you know whenever we have fun, they tend to nerf things, right? Yeah. He said, please don't nerf. Right here. Please don't nerf. He said Sprinter and Adaptive are the greatest perks ever added to Warzone. Raven Software, please don't nerf them. And one of the devs says systems designer at Raven Software on Call of Duty Warzone said noted to not nerf it. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would say that in its current state, it's fine for those to be super strong because of how broken Ghost is. I think Ghost is almost like a mandatory auto pick if you're playing for any kind of wins and want a position, because a UAV people just run up, but they'll be completely caught off guard. They have no clue with Ghost.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Unless you're just spraying your weapon unsuppressed, they literally have no clue where you're at, and they'll never know because no one's gonna be running around with a heartbeat sensor. And if they are, that thing's so slow that by the time they get close enough, they're already popping up on your high alert or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
So I think unless Ghost gets tuned, they don't need to tune those other perks either.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the perk system is pretty good. I think we all kind of stuck on that. I think the Ghost thing is definitely questionable. I think there's ways to balance Ghost, and I think one of those is like nerfing advanced UAVs, but they kept advanced UAVs the same in the sense of like they're still 90 seconds. They cover the entire across the map, but you just can't see ghosted players now. I think they need to find a good middle ground for that, because I do think there needs to be counters, because we're going to run into the issue of having like Stealth Vest, for example, or even like Comms Vest back in Warzone 2, where there was literally no counter to it. So there needs to be counters to things, and I think that like having no counter to Ghost is kind of just like a weird, I don't know, it's a weird balance, and they need to like kind of find a middle ground for that. Other than that, I think Sprinter and Adaptive, like I think that it's definitely strong, and it might be a little too strong, so I'm kind of curious to see like how, you know, what kind of analytics they have and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, I haven't like you kind of like what you were saying, I'm not like, it's not like this insane busted thing like Taped Grip, for example, which was just like unbelievable. So I think there's a way to like, maybe they can keep track of it and stuff like that, but I don't think it's like completely unsustainable. I think that's the right word, unsustainable. Yeah. Perks feel pretty good. I like how they simplified everything, and it just kind of makes a lot more sense. So I don't know. Ghost definitely needs a rework, or, you know, the whole advanced UAV Ghost conversation. They need to definitely tap into that.
Yeah, that's the one. I think there's a couple, like, I guess we can kind of wrap back. It's not that we don't have to go in order for everything today, right? But like, I do want to talk about a couple things that like are bad. And speaking of Ghost being one of those bad things that people are really upset about, like, what do you guys see being the biggest complaints about the game so far? I mean, there's been a lot of positivity for this integration. Now, I guess what do you guys see being the biggest negativities for people complaining, right? I've seen what you just said, Ghost.
Well, one thing I'll say is there's people giving feedback on the game that haven't played it. So one example of that is I put out my little clip about the wall jump, and people are like, "Oh, they ruined Warzone." I was like, "How? That's not even in the Warzone." Yeah, in an LTM. Like, are you stupid? Like, you would obviously know this if you played it. Like, that's not like the thing. Like, so I think there's a little bit of that where people will jump in just because it's popular to hate on COD, which is fine. They earn that themselves. But in general, it's one of those things where it's really hard to get genuine feedback on stuff. And all I saw on the timeline when I didn't post anything, and I'm just looking around, seeing what people were seeing on COD posts, that people were like talking about how great the movement feels, how crisp and polished it feels. So I think a little bit of those things, it's a little bit hard to deal with. But if we're talking about negatives, we want to talk about a big negative is the download thing, where you pre-download to install to get into game, to download shaders, to get back into, update requires restart.
Yeah.
By the way, there's another download and you got to install that. Hope you load it in. Okay. Update requires restart again. All right, we in, boys. Oh, updating shaders. Okay, now we can play.
Yeah.
That only happens on COD, no other game.
It was weird because I was downloading the pre-download, right? And I don't know what was going on, but I was downloading the pre-download, and bro, it defaults your download speed to 100 by default.
Yes.
And I didn't know that.
Download.
Yeah.
You have to click on the thing and then change it to max or unlimited or whatever.
Dude, this shit was like dead ass going for like, bro, oh my God. It was going for like a long time. I was like, bro, it's been a day. Why isn't this downloaded? And then I checked and I looked at it. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Why is it set to like 1 megabit per second? So I put it up and finished in 10 minutes, bro.
Or less. Yeah.
So yeah.
To cycle back a little bit on like kind of the negatives, obviously I talked on like Ghost a little bit. I'm not too sure the reasoning behind the whole self-revive gas mask situation. Like, I think that I put out a tweet like maybe a month ago or so. I think that gas masks coming out of crates and stuff, like I can understand them taking that away, but from the buy station, I think you should always be able to guarantee yourself like a gas mask if you buy one, just because like that feels like you're actually like planning for like a rotation or planning for an end game or something like that. And I understand like the gas mask out of like crates and stuff is a little random, but yeah, that's something that I think they need to like cycle back to as well.
Well, I think on the gas mask situation, I think they should have just done away with durables. I think the length of them was way too long, and maybe even nerf the length that you can stay in the gas with the gas mask, and then it makes it like real, like just quick utility, not oh, let me camp in the gas, because people make all these horror stories like, yeah, they just sit in the gas the whole time. It's like, bro, the gas mask lasts like 12 seconds or 15 seconds or whatever the hell it lasts.
Yeah,
it's not that long.
They could maybe do something where you could buy a gas mask out of the buy station, but like if the buy station's in the gas, then you can't buy another gas mask or something like that. I don't know like what kind of coding would take for that, but gas mask should be in the game. Like I don't think it's just a big part of the game. And I think that like I understand like the RNG, the randomness of like having gas mask plays and stuff like that. So just take them out of crates, but keep them in the buy stations. I think that's a good fix.
Yep.
Yeah, the gas mask, I think the biggest thing that I've seen that people are upset about, I'm not upset about the self-revives being gone. Like transparently, I don't really mind that. I think the gas mask is the one that I think has been a little bit more controversial. And I don't know, I don't mind them being in, or I don't mind them being out.
The self-revive thing is pretty it's like refreshing because like you'll get a knock like late game, you don't have to worry about a self-revive. But I do think again, like I think it is a big part of the game, and I think that like people, I don't know, self-revives are, you just die in random ways sometimes, right? Like claymores, I think right now are like one-shotting, I'm pretty sure. So it's like you get knocked by a claymore, you're just dead. Like there's literally no counter to that. So I don't know. I think in general, self-revives aren't like a negative thing. It was just like the amount of self-revives that you got out of like random crates or whatever, like even like fire sale, you get a free self-revive. There was just too many ways to get them. I just think like looting in general needs to be a lot more intentional, kind of like that they did with ground loot and stuff. Like it feels pretty good. Like it feels like ground loot's in a good spot. They just need to find that balance for like gas mask, self-revive, stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. Those two things are the biggest things I've seen that people are like, whoa, right? For me, self-revive, I don't like. For resurgence, I think if it was in the game, it doesn't matter to me. Like, right. I think for BR, I kind of like them not being in BR
because it makes it feel more BR. I think that's one thing I really did enjoy about RedSec was there was no self-revive. So if I knock somebody, I'm like, all right, that guy's knocked. Like somebody needs to pick him up. Now, for something like Resurgence, I don't think that really, like, that's not really the point of it. Resurgence just shoot your gun, right? So if they brought it back, I wouldn't mind. I think, again, Gas Mask is one of those things where I can see why people are upset that Gas Mask is gone and why they feel like they can't make plays. You know, again, like you said, if you want to limit it to just buy stations, then okay. But I think either way, for me personally, those two things are not, I know that's one of the biggest complaints, but they're not that, like, to me at least, they're not like, I'm not like, oh my God, I wish I had a Gas Mask, or oh my God, you know? But, you know, we'll see if that changes going forward. Now, the biggest thing that I've seen, and big controversy, I know all three of us, I think, might have different opinions on this, is thoughts on the wall bounce and the grappling hooks, and if they should be integrated into Warzone or not, because I've seen so many different people like saying their opinions on this, and I've seen literally it's so split, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts are.
Well, they're already going to integrate it into Warzone with Avalon in Blackout 2.0, so no, they don't need to.
Okay.
Then we'd have two versions of Warzone. They're going to keep this version, and then we're going to have the Avalon version. They're going to both be simultaneously. So if you want to go play how it is right now, you'll be able to keep that on Verdansk, and then if you want to go with the new shit, you're going to have to go learn how to wall jump.
Okay. Wait, is that confirmed?
I'm pretty sure that's what they told us at the thing.
Okay. Wait, okay,
that's
cool.
why the LTM's there, right? Isn't that what they said?
I thought it was to test. I thought it was like to see whether like they were gonna like do it or not.
But what else would be different with Blackout? You think the movement's gonna be identical?
Probably?
Or
No, the movement's
maybe they had a wingsuit?
Yeah, they'll add a wingsuit to Blackout.
Well, yeah, because I thought. Yeah, go ahead.
I think. Well, I don't know. I don't think wall bouncing should be in Warzone. I think that like, what J God is saying. I mean, if they're just gonna come out with new iterations, and I think also when we get MW4. Like,
what the hell are you gonna do with that?
That shit's just, bro, I'm telling you, like Infinity Ward's not gonna just leave like something that Treyarch did, and like I promise you, bro, they're gonna cook that shit. So hopefully we just keep Warzone how it is. I don't know why we don't have a bunny hop. That's like something I'm like, bro, like we're talking about going back to the OG vibe of Warzone. Why don't we have like a bunny hop or like stuff like that actually made like the OG Warzone good as well, like it's smooth and fluid. That's like for me, I'm like, yo, if we can get the bunny hop over the wall jumping, I'm down. But yeah, I don't know. I just think when Infinity Ward comes in, they're just not going to keep a wall bounce in Warzone. And then we're just going to go back to this issue where like they're just taking out things that, you know, I don't know. I think, yeah, for Blackout, though, they'll definitely have a wall bounce.
Okay, so here, I think it's worth talking about. It's like right now, for the first time ever, I feel like we've seen Warzone and multiplayer finally be split. Like, you know, it feels like Raven Software actually has the tools necessary to cook, and they can make any changes they want without it affecting multiplayer as of right now, right? That's what it seems like from the outside looking in. Now, again, they have the ability to add wall bouncing or not. They've never had that ability before. Last year, even in Warzone 2, it's like, hey, we're bringing all that bullshit over no matter what. Even if the game feels horrible, we're bringing it over. Now, they can choose what they bring over. So next year, do you guys, does Infinity Ward get the keys back and just says, nah, we get to do whatever we want again?
I would hope not, because everything that they've done so far has been great. And like the thing that has been good is that they're using LTMs to test things and kind of get sentiment instead of just throwing shit in the game. So I really like it. I think the wall bounce for me is, I'm indifferent on it. Like if they add it, great. If not, like whatever. Like I don't really care either way. Like it's not like a make or break. But I do think it's cool.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, when it comes to like wall bouncing, I think, and at playing it, right? Wall bouncing, I personally love it because I'm used to it in multiplayer. Right? It's what I'm used to. It's what I like the mechanic, and I think it's super fucking fun. Now in Warzone, it's actually tuned down. It's actually turned down. Like you don't wall bounce as high. You can only wall bounce once on the wall.
Yeah, you can't do a double.
Yeah,
you can't chain.
It's honestly not even that cracked, and I do wish it was in the game. But this is why I think it shouldn't. You know, even though I want it, selfishly I want it. I think that people are going to see that in Warzone. And it's going to be another reason for people to say, oh, I'm not getting back on Warzone. This is not Call of Duty. This is not COD. And I think it's going to cause more harm than good, even though I personally would love it. And I think it'd be fucking fun. And I think it's not even going to change it won't even change the core gameplay that much. Like it's good, but it's not that crazy. Like you're better off slide canceling a corner than that, right? It's you can use it like in certain situations that would be to your advantage. But I do believe that people are going to use it as an excuse to hate on the game if it's added to Warzone. Even though I do think it wouldn't make a difference if they added it or not to the actual fundamentals and the way the game plays. Yes, it would add. It's just another tool in your arsenal. It's not gonna change the way the entire game feels, type shit. You know. But yeah, that's kind of
agree with that. And I think another negative that I forgot to mention, I think, is like points of entry into buildings and stuff. Like when you add something like a wall bounce, you now have opened up, like when maps aren't specifically designed for a mechanic, you've now opened up like a bunch of different ways you could enter buildings. So like, for example, like Verdansk, like if you wall bounce from like let's say like a fire station building or something, you could literally wall bounce into the second story window. And that's not like the way that the map was intentionally designed, right?
It's like, actually insane. The volume, once people like
learn.
Yeah. There's an insane number on Verdansk.
There's a lot of points of entry, which again, if it wasn't intentionally designed like that, then you're just going to run into an issue of like having too many points of entry into buildings. It's just going to make things like a little bit more inconsistent, or not RNG necessarily, but honestly, like fights and buildings and stuff is just going to be super random because people will just, which is like a skill gap, but it isn't. Like, you know what I mean? There should be ways to hold down buildings and stuff and not just getting like broken from any side. But that is something to consider. Yeah.
I mean, I like, again, I would love it, but I just think it's I do think it would cause more harm than good from the sake of like right now it's the cool thing is to hate on COD, right? Like we said earlier, like this is just another thing for people to be like, oh, COD sucks. Like, and like I saw that clip and be like, oh, Call of Duty, like Warzone sucks now, it's horrible. And it was Tony going crazy, grappling, hooking.
That was insane.
One, I play this game religiously, and I've not run into a single person doing something like that, like playing on skirmish.
That's a freak thing. Yeah.
Like Tony is just twisted on the keys. He is twisted, right? Like no one's running into him. Like it's very rare that we'll find people like that. And then two, that's not even Warzone. That was skirmish. Obviously, we'll see if skirmish turns into like blackout, right? We'll see. But like, yeah. So I don't know. Even though I personally would think it'd be so fun to have a Haven's Hollow like wall balancing mode just to try it. I think we're gonna get that week 5 with Resurgence. What is it? Cracked Resurgence, something like that. Like that.
Yeah. Something like that. Well, maybe it's week 6. It's not even on there. There's the one where it's actually kind of insane, where you can just do the buy station thing too.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, like that. I don't think they should add it for the sake of that. But even though I personally want it, I would love it in the game, and I think it's fun. Yeah, it's gonna be like double health resurgence or some shit like that. Okay, so what else, boys? What else do we got so far?
So this one's more on their comm side. I didn't even realize this because I'm not a Plunder really player. I would have tested some things like Mountaineer, probably in Plunder, but Plunder's not in the game. But on top of that, when we get the playlist on the blog and in the patch notes, it said that we get solos, duos, trios, and quads, right? And I got a lot of comments saying, oh, I don't have solos. And I'm like, are these people blind? I show him a screenshot of my thing. He replies back with a video. Region. They absolutely do not have it in other regions. So I think this is more of a communication thing. On the blog, it should have an asterisk. It said not for all regions or something like that, because it's understandable that they don't. But the fact that there is no indicator on the blog, why should somebody out of region assume that they're not going to get solos when the new map gets added, or the LTM because it gets added, or whatever the case is? So I think that's just more on the comm side. They could be a little bit more effective on that. They've done really well at patching a lot of stuff and getting involved and updating things like a day after they're found. They've been pretty aggressive on taking care of those things. So I think overall, good, but there's still more work to be done in that area because I had no clue out of region didn't have solos.
Yeah, I think I always see it in my comments. One of the regions that's always suffering is Brazil. Brazil's always like I believe the player count is just low, that they cannot have all these different types of playlists, and they have to condense them, which obviously leads to them not having all the modes. But yeah, I guess if you're Activision, what do you do there? Like if it's like,
just
hey,
on the blog, put an asterisk.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
say not available in all regions.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do when the player count is not high enough to have those, right? Like it's like, hey, so like we can't, like if we split you guys up even more, we're just not going to be able to make games. Like there's not enough players playing in those regions. So yeah, I know that the homies over in Brazil are always telling me to talk about that. So I figured I would would bring that up. But yeah. So what else, boys? So we have perk system. We went over Haven's Hall. Let's talk about Verdansk. I think if you are a BR player, I can see why. And I know Hunter was in here a little while ago saying that the game does not feel any different. I think if you're a BR player, you're probably pretty pissed off, and I can understand that. Like I think if you're a BR guy, the game definitely doesn't feel any different. Yeah, I feel bad.
It is what it is.
I feel bad.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but it is what it is. Like I just think that we begged for Verdansk to come back. It came back. I think it's pretty healthy for the game, and like there's only so much I feel like they can really do, especially if they're trying to pump out new content for like Resurgence and stuff. I mean, we got all new guns, we got new lethals, tacticals, stuff like that. It's kind of like a Cold War integration in the sense of like, it's the same map. We got some POI updates and stuff. I would have liked to see more POI updates and stuff like that and actually make the game, the map play a little bit differently. But I'm sure there's only so many resources they can do, especially when they're trying to pump out new content for Resurgence. The only thing that's weird for me, I mean, obviously we haven't got it yet. I don't know why they're bringing Fortune's Keep back. And I mean, J God, you could probably talk on that.
Is it confirmed? Yes, right?
I know Fortune's Keep is coming back. I just don't know why or
I don't remember the graphic. But I believe it's supposed to come back. But the reality is it kind of sucks the way that it gets rolled out, that this is kind of forced to be the integration with season 1, because we know really like the juice for Warzone is really coming in terms of content isn't happening until season 2 with the Resurgence map, probably the Avalon and Verdansk gets an update. Like that's the huge update where the content side also needs to not be messed up when it rolls out, so yeah, it's just, you got to wait 2 months. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Level your guns, hopefully, and you'll be ready for when the actual content integration happens.
Because we're gonna have 3 Resurgence maps, and then we'll have Verdansk, and then they'll come out with Avalon in the spring. It's just crazy. So I think like the big map in general is probably put on hold for right now, just because obviously they're trying to bump out Avalon and stuff and let the new Blackout 2. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like I feel like as a BR player, you probably shouldn't have expected much, and I feel like that's kind of where we're at. Unfortunately, it just is what it is.
It does suck. I would say, like, I personally last year I was a big advocate for BR, and then when Verdansk came out, I was having a blast. But obviously the lack of updates, the lack of POI updates, the lack of like, especially when they said like, yo, we plan on making some pretty big changes to this seasonally, and then there was just no changes. It was kind of like, all right, well, I kind of accepted that. I think Resurgence is going to be the future, right? And it's what they can consistently put out updates in, because obviously it's a smaller map, less resources, etc. And I'm obviously disappointed that Verdansk. I love Verdansk. I think it's a great map. They just need to consistently put things out for that map for it to continue to feel fresh. Because again, after 3 months, it's like, okay, if they don't change anything, it's just gonna feel stale. If they don't change the core, gameplay loop, it's gonna just feel stale, right? So I'm assuming that that's what they're planning on doing with Avalon, and that's like, I assume it's going to be a drastic change between, what we have now. I guess, let me ask you guys this. What do you guys expect Avalon to be? What do you guys expect Blackout 2.0 to be? Like, because right now I do feel like Resurgence, Warzone is in a pretty damn good spot, and it feels great. It feels good. I don't know how much they can really change apart from like just consistent updates and shit like that, like after this update. But what for Avalon and for Blackout 2.0, what do you guys want to see in that mode? What are things like, do you guys, obviously wall bounce, grapple hook, wingsuit, like what do you guys expect?
For me, I'm not putting too much stock in the whole Blackout 2 thing. I think that it'll almost feel like an LTM. It'll feel like a new game. Like it'll feel more than an LTM, but it won't feel like a brand new game. Like I think that Warzone is like, it's hard to explain. Like I don't know. I don't think that like it's gonna come out and everyone's gonna be like, it's like, Battlefield BR, like Red Set came out, right? Like no one's gonna be like, it's a brand new game coming out, there's hype and stuff. I don't think it's gonna be like that, but I do think it'll be a little bit more excitement, more than like an LTM type of vibe. I don't know.
Okay.
I think that they should get pretty close to that LTM that was in Blackout and still in, I think it's Hot Pursuit or some shit. I don't know the name, but that mode was elite, and it's still elite because it's still in the game. They never removed it. So I think if they can get close to that, I think they'll be in a good spot. That'll be so different from the current iteration of Warzone. But I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do loot. I know some people are against loadouts. if they manage to pull off the floor loot the way they've done this and maybe even tune it more in the next 2 months, then it'll be a W. So we'll see.
I think the looting, I feel like will probably be like Battlefield, where it's like you pick up ground loot and then you could upgrade your guns with like certain attachments and stuff like that. I would assume that's how it's going to be. But I don't think they're going to be loadouts.
Yeah, I highly, highly doubt there's going to be loadouts like at all. I'd be very fucking surprised if they do loadouts. Now, I guess it's just like, okay, I feel like there should be a drastic difference between the way BR feels right now to what that feels like. It should feel like a completely new, because look, man, like a lot of times, let's be honest, COD players don't know what they want. Like, like a lot of times right now, BR is in a spot where it's not the greatest. Like, it really isn't. Like, so do you feel like we just don't know what we want, and there needs to be something drastic that comes in, like, hey, at least try something, because whatever they're doing now for BR, it's not working, right? Like,
no, I don't think that's the case. I think the community is just so large that when some people say one thing and then they get their way, they're happy, but then the other group is like unhappy, and then when they switch it, now the roles are reversed, and the people that were happy are now unhappy, and the people that were unhappy are now happy, and then they flip-flop. It's very rare that you get them both happy or both unhappy.
Right. So, I mean, so do you think it should be completely separate, like a completely different mode that feels nothing like BR? Like,
no, I think it'll still feel like BR, but that mode even had jetpacks and shit, and the grapple hook, and the wingsuit, and the wall. I don't know. It didn't have wall jumping, but basically it had everything and then some, and that mode was pretty popular.
Yeah. Given that you had to pay to play it too.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember watching Formal play that shit. That was just gross. Gross.
Yeah. I personally don't believe that they should do a mixture of BR and Blackout. I think they got to go just like full on for it to actually feel different. Like what eBay just said, I hope that's not the case. What eBay just said, where he feels like it's going to be like more than an LTM, but not feel like a completely new game. I think everybody, and let me know if I'm wrong, chat, and people in YouTube comments, but bro, it should 1000% feel completely different than what we have now. Like, especially that they're gassing this up to be this huge thing coming in season 2, right? It should feel drastically.
Just gonna load it up and go, that's it?
Yeah, like it can't be like an LTM.
There's no way.
Yeah.
It can't be an LTM.
There's no way, bro.
Hopefully it's not like that.
Yeah, Hunter said Blackout should have all the Black Ops 4 zombies wonder weapons. Like, dude,
whatever they got to do, they got to put the Easter eggs on the Avalon with the little icons where you get the operators that way, and you do some stuff that way, not beating one fear. Get the fear operator skin just for being the same boss 12 times. No, that's whack.
Yeah. I'll say this, man. That I don't really like Avalon based off what I've seen in campaign. I'm kind of scared to see how it plays out in BR. There's a lot of fucking water, and the center of the map
huge too.
Yeah, the center of the map is really high up too, and all the good POIs are like on the left side of the map. I'm a little bit scared to see how that plays out in BR. And for some reason, that shit gave me Caldera vibes. I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know why. It gave me Caldera vibes. So I don't know. I hope it plays good. I hope it plays good. But from campaign, I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So we went over Perks. We went over Avalon. We went over Verdansk. We went over Haven's Hollow.
So I have 2 more bullet points.
Yeah, talk to me.
XP seems pretty fast.
I thought they nerfed it.
I don't know.
I think they changed it. Well, I wonder if that was also because of all the the challenges.
The challenges?
You get, yeah.
I know you get like 1 kill. It's like, bro, I got 1 kill. I got 70,000 XP. Something stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, get a kill with an assault rifle. Get a headshot with an assault rifle. Down a player who was assisted by another player.
Yeah.
I was like, hold up.
So fast. I prestiged it in like 4 hours or something. It was insane. But
so that
yeah, I don't
wasn't
know.
intentional.
I don't think think so. I'm pretty sure they fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what about the my last other thing was aim assist.
Ooh, I can't believe we almost forgot this one. All right, chat, everybody, what's y'all's thoughts on aim assist? I think I said this before, Shima. I don't think I said this in the podcast. I believe that aim assist is almost perfect right now. Like I
agree.
I can say Maybe I'm even leaning more towards it's perfect right now. Like,
that's where I would lean, because I wouldn't know how to improve it anymore.
Right. Like aim assist right now feels like, yes, I'm still getting every once in a while getting rotational aim assist, but very rarely. But like, it feels pretty good. You got to actually aim now. I don't find myself watching kill cams and being like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like if you look, I'm all for chat saying make it reduce it more. I'm all for reducing it more. I don't care. But people are already losing their shit over the way it is right now.
I think it's in an appropriate spot because I was playing with randoms. When I died, I was spectating for like 40 seconds. This dude came in with the sweat and body slammed my teammate, and that dude was squiggly all over the place. He could not track worth anything. So I think it's at an appropriate spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely, like, I think for a happy middle ground, I think it's pretty damn near perfect. Now, if we're talking like, let's say competitive, right? If like, I'd be like, yo, just take off all rotational aim assist completely and let the competitive players rock, right? But we're talking about the state of the whole game, right? I think right now I've seen people in chat, yo, buff it. I've seen people in chat saying, reduce it. I think right now it's a perfect middle ground to where it's not fucking broken, but it's also not like, if you're bad, you're going to have to improve. Like, you're going to have to work on getting better.
The ranked mode should have way less aim assist. That'd be fire. Cool. You know how
they won't do
has like super strong aim assist, and then like they get to, the multi and the Warzone, and it's like lesser. They should just like lower it based on like the competitive level. Like zombies obviously up here, and then you go to like DMZ is up here as well, and then like you get to like those like other ones and you start lowering it. That would be sick. Competitive with like a very low aim assist, like a very low aim assist number, I guess. I don't know. Or strength would be sick.
I would love that. Sick. I would love that, especially because, hey, like, no one can really complain because, yo, this is the competitive mode. Like, aim assist is reduced. Like, this is comp, right? They will never do it, though.
I have a question. Go ahead. What modes or like what maps do you guys think we're going to get like ranked on? Because I think ranked usually comes out in like
season 2, season 3,
like February, right? Like January, February, I think. Like we've got.
I thought it comes out season 2.
It should be season 2. That's what I'm saying. All the juice is season 2.
Yeah. Last year we got it on Verdansk, I believe, right? And then, or it was like Urzikstan. No, it was Urzikstan. It started off as Urzikstan, and then it went to Verdansk like later. Yeah. But
it's got to be Haven's Hollow first, right?
I feel like
I think Haven's Hollow.
That also kind of like what's going on with this whole like Fortune's Keep thing. Like, do you guys think that they're gonna do? Here's what I think would be cool. If they did like a rotating ranked between Fortunes and Haven's Hollow, like a rotating playlist that was ranked.
That'd be cool.
And it goes back and forth.
Because they're both 52 players or 48, right?
Right.
Wait, that'd be cool.
They're mirrored.
That'd be cool.
That would actually be kind of crazy.
Yeah. You think they could do that?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, they have rotating playlists right now. Yeah, they have rotating playlists right now. I think that'd be great.
Wait, hey, write that down. Somebody write that down. Raven Software was in the chat like 3 days ago. I hope you're here right now. That would be
really cool. I mean, obviously, selfishly too, for like EWC and stuff, like that would also just be great. Because I know, Hector, you really pushed for like Area 99 and Rebirth last year, just so we could get something different. Yeah. And I think that would be great. That'd be another great middle ground this year, in my opinion, just because there's 52 players. We've played Fortunes in a ranked mode already, and we've played it on competitive. It played pretty well. Haven's Hollow's new and refreshing, so they could kind of do the both, or like the two. And I think that would be really good for viewership and also just player retention and stuff like that.
Yo, that would actually be dope. Again, Silencer, completely different. He said, stop mentioning rotation. It's just ranked. This is a completely different situation.
There's no way you're going to have Fortunes Keep ranked, Haven's Hollow ranked, Rebirth Island ranked.
It's completely different. You have, it's one, the map's already been out for 2-3 months. Rotations isn't that big of a deal. The biggest reason why people are pissed off right now about the rotation, which I think is also negative, we didn't really talk about, is it being on rotation right now. Why would they put a map on rotation with Rebirth Island, like when they're trying to showcase a new map?
Well, exactly. I think they should have done because I think last year they just did the solid week and they just said tough it out with Area 99. What they should have done is just left Rebirth quads, one playlist, and then the 4 playlists for the new map.
I agree. Because like the problem we ran into last year was that everyone's like, where the hell is Rebirth Island? I want to play Rebirth. I don't want to play Area 99, which is totally fair. So I think this year they like wanted to do it where it's like, oh, we're not taking out Rebirth completely, but we want you guys to try the new map. So it's kind of like them not like forcing it on you, but like they kind of are, because it's like you're not going to sit there for 15 minutes and wait for, Rebirth Island to come back. I mean, maybe you do, but so I think they were trying to find like a middle ground. But I feel like at the end of the day, you can't force players to do you can't force them to play a certain mode or a certain map. Just give them the option. And like what J God says, a perfect idea. Just give them just quads on Rebirth. And if they want to go play, great.
Yeah.
And you know what's weird about that too is that like this is one of those things where I'm pretty sure playlists, they can update those pretty quickly. Like maybe the data is suggesting that rotating's fine, but like somebody can't go, you know what? I'm seeing a lot of the sentiment being real shitty about our rotating playlist.
Yeah.
But you know, let's make a judgment call. Let's change this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the only reason why I would think that they would do that is like, I mean, you could probably test like, hey, what are people actually playing? Like Rebirth or Haven's Hollow? Like, because it's the same shit, right? That's another reason why they probably did that. I mean, but even then, I'm actually curious to see, because I haven't seen any negativity on this map. What are the numbers looking like? I wish they were more public about these kind of things. Like, what is the player count right now versus Haven's Hollow versus Rebirth Island? Like, is it close? Like, I still believe that for the sake of people don't like change, Rebirth Island is probably still like ahead. But is it close? Right? Because Area 99 had to have been shit for them to take it off after 2 months.
Completely remove it. Yeah. And you know what's weird about Haven's Hollow, talking about the learning thing? You definitely do have to learn stuff, because I know I've been playing it and then I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't even know you could like get up that way from that angle. Versus Rebirth, like I know every angle I could be shot at. Rebirth, you're like, okay, if I stand here, these are the 3 likely spots I'm gonna be shot at. Right. Haven's Hollow, it's still too new. It's like, oh shoot, you can actually get from that angle. I didn't know that rooftop was accessible that way, or that there's a zip there, or whatever, you know. So
yeah. I'm again. I will say, and maybe my opinion changes later, but for right now, look, man, and you can go through and look at all my YouTube videos for the last year, 2 years. I have been very, very hard on Raven Software, Treyarch, on them, and I've said that this game is in a very bad spot. Apart from, I would say, season 3 of last year. Was it season 3 or season 4? When Verdansk came out, I did praise them. I said this was like the best update that they've had. But apart from that, I made videos talking about how there needs to be improvement. But at the same time, I'll be the first one to say, whenever they come out with a good update, when they do things good and they make the game better, I'm not gonna be one of those people that just hate to hate. Like, there needs to be a reason to hate. And right now, there are things to be upset about. Rotations, them removing gas masks, self-revives. But for now, bro, I'm gonna give them credit where credit's due, man. The sentiment right now, from what I've seen, is very, very good. And yes, they still have things to work on, but I think Raven Software actually cooked this year. So far, right? We'll see what happens a month, 2 months down the road. Can they continue it? Because they did it in season 3. They popped off. They made a really good update with no bugs, and Verdansk was amazing, felt great. But then after that, it fell off tremendously. So Haven's Hollow, I think, is a great map. Whatever Haven's Hollow, their like the time to engagement, whatever data they collect from that, I really like this map. Whatever they did with the next maps going forward, use Haven's Hollow as kind of like a sample or example of what you should make, because it's a fun map. It's a fun map. Yeah. Talk to me, boys. What's kind of like, I guess, overall, to summarize, because I believe we kind of went over everything. Summary of kind of how you guys have been feeling about everything.
I'll say that it's a good start. I think we got 2 more weeks, and then they're going to go ahead and supposedly change up the meta. We'll see how that impacts it, because that's really the real test, right? Like, they've done we did this in March, right? Back when Verdansk dropped, or April, or whatever the hell that was. So we went through this, and it was good. And then as soon as that mid-season update hit, it hit the fan pretty hard, and it didn't really recover from that too well. So I'm still optimistic that they'll get it based off what we've seen here, but there's also the pessimistic side where it's like, well, they still need to do it, and we're on wait and see. But right now, I'm enjoying it a lot. About to hit level 100, so I'm vibing.
Yeah. Wait, level 100 and what? Like
Prestige Master? 100, bro.
Like overall Prestige Master.
Damn, Jay, got you grinding. Were you prestiging even during your camel grades? Like, you were just right away prestiging?
Yes, I just planned it out well.
Okay. That's what
I use my prestige token on like They're like level 55 weapons. So then, I
so then you could actually do them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then I would switch weapons when I needed to, and then yeah.
When's the Christmas update? Hunter just said, because did they say all three maps are getting a holiday update?
No, I think it's just Rebirth.
I thought Rebirth update isn't even, the snow update isn't even until like February after Christmas.
Yeah. I think zombies for sure is getting something like that because I saw some leaked assets of the different like zombies with like reefs around their necks and stuff like that.
Oh, so maybe just a cosmetic? Yeah, Hunter, I don't remember them saying that, but if they did, low key,
that'd be cool.
Well, where can I see, if there's like a blog somewhere I can see that? Because I read the blog. I don't remember them saying that. I remember that people being pissed on Twitter saying, why the fuck are we getting a snow map 2 months after Christmas? So, but like, I wonder what else could they add? Like, again, we said this on the last podcast with Lucky. It would have been way cool if they had like Christmas lights with snow on the map. That would have been sick. Yeah, I mean, snow's okay, right? But whatever. Yeah. Ebates, go ahead, man. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your overall thoughts on it all.
Overall thoughts, I think they crushed it. I think Haven's Hollow is great. Like I said, playing it back in July, I was a little curious to see what kind of changes they made, and they actually took feedback, which is obviously a good feeling. The game feels great. I think there's a lot of perk diversity. I think there's a lot of meta diversity. The ground loop feels great. I would like to see them kind of reapproach Ghost in that whole conversation and advanced UAVs, because I understand the concern, and I do think that advanced UAVs in general is kind of just corny. Like, especially if you're a good player, you're kind of just bullying people, having information all like 100% of the time on like bad players or whatever so it might be. So there needs to be a balance. I think what they did with Ghost and advanced UAVs is probably not the fix. So hopefully they kind of rework that. But other than that, I mean, super excited to see the updates and stuff like that. I think the Rebirth update will be super big for the game in general too, and like the resurgence community
in February, right?
But yeah, overall, yeah, like in February, whatever it might be. But I think the game's in a pretty good spot. They'll probably take a vacation too. Yeah, obviously for Christmas and stuff. So
with that Christmas update is important. They better not fuck it up because they're gonna be gone for like a month or something. Right.
They'll probably do a meta update and then whatever else, maybe like some, a Christmas LTM or something, and then we probably won't get anything for like a month. But yeah, so hopefully everything is good, and I don't know. I'm just feeling good about going into this year, which is not something that I've probably felt in a while. Like honestly, even like since Caldera was awful. Like I was confident about Caldera, then it was awful. And then I was confident about like maybe Warzone 2 and it was awful. And then I was confident about Black Ops 6 and it was awful. I think the best one we got was probably Warzone 3 with the like Sledgehammer and stuff. Like I think they crushed it. So
yeah, Modern Warfare 3 was the best. I feel like
the bar was set so low, like because we just came off Warzone 2. So it was like literally they could have done anything and it just would have been so much better. So this is like the first time where I'm actually like, yo, the game's in a good spot. All right, now how do we go from there? So yeah, pretty happy. But yeah. One thing I
will add that I feel like we haven't talked about is, bro, they have given us a reason to play this fucking game. Like, there is so much things to go for. Like right now, I'm debating on doing that zombies thing. Like
I'm doing it right now. I actually just checked my leaderboard. I'm like 4th in the leaderboard, but I actually DM'd J-God.
I'm not going to be able to do it, bro. I'm going to end up getting knocked out. Well, because I went to sleep and I was 3rd, right? With 43,000. And
what? 43?
Yes, I went to bed and I came, and when I woke up, I was 5th, and the top 2 guys are like 65,000.
Wait, so I got to do.
I gained 20,000 while I slept.
See, I'm only at 3,000. I'm in 4th.
Raven Software's in the chat. Anything y'all want to say to Raven?
Well, I forgot what we said earlier. Yo, listen, Raven. Hey, when Ranked comes out, let's try a little rotating playlist, maybe with Fortune's Keep and Haven's Hollow. Hey, I'm just saying that's if we're doing rotating playlists, that's gonna be my one request, is that at least we try it. Maybe with 2 maps on a ranked mode.
That'd be sick.
Fortunes and Havens, 52 players. There's some, what I'm saying, like maybe just test
That'd
it
be
out.
Sick.
We'll see.
That'd be sick. A rotating playlist between, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, if it's ass, it's ass. If it's ass, it's ass. Whatever.
What's the downside to it?
I don't think there's a downside at all.
There is no downside to rotating playlists in ranked. Now, regular rotations, yeah, they're pretty horrible. But in ranked, it's just fresh. Why not?
Well,
what's the player count for Vondel? That's like 70 something though, right?
72. I think. Look. I think the rotating stuff got a bad burn.
Why don't you think Vondel's even on the roadmap for the next year, bro? I think they had to rebuild it because a lot of the movement tech just doesn't work right or something. I don't know.
I want to say I think rotating playlists isn't a bad thing. I just think it got a bad rep because we got a new map and they put it in with like Rebirth and like you couldn't play the new map unless you waited 15 minutes. I think that's the only reason. What J God said is a perfect fix to that. Just put Rebirth Island on a quads playlist only, and then Haven's Hollow has all 4. So you're not waiting for a new map on a rotating. I think that's the only reason it was negative in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. There is literally zero downside to having a rotation for ranked. Like,
I agree.
You players, and that's like the casuals. Yeah, you got your casuals, bro. This is for the rank. This is for like the people that actually care about like becoming the best and getting really fucking good. That'd be sick. But yeah, dude, Raven Software, you're in here. We said it all podcast. You guys fucking cooked. You guys did a great job. And
I mean, if
great job,
listening.
Great job on the ground loot, I'll say. And let's see what y'all cook up. I don't know if it's in 2 weeks or, been listening and taking player notes for the team.
Okay, great. Okay, so they've been listening. I think the Ghost Advanced UAV thing, that's probably my one gripe is like, I think that there is a better way to balance things. And I think that, maybe going down some different avenues would be a fix.
Oh, let me add something, boys, which we didn't talk about because I do believe, and this is not Raven, this is Treyarch more so, but I wonder if they can make changes to it. But look, I would love a little bit of this, fellas, and let me know what you guys think, because the comments on this have just been nothing but agreeing. Can we get the colored dot sides back to Warzone? Because last year we had what do we have? We had pink dot, we had blue dot, we had green dot, we had red dots, we had all that stuff, and now we only got red dot. We don't got any more colored dots anymore. And I know this is more of a Treyarch thing, and all the sites that we have right now are pretty bad. Like all the
they're bad.
The reticles.
The reticles.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't use any other reticle because like even for like the Willis last year, the 3X, there was like the T pose, and there was like the one with the dash, and then the red dot, and then another dash. Like that one was pretty viable. So yeah, I think optics, I agree, Hector. Reticles are super important in my opinion.
Yeah. Silencer, no, guys, you can use different colors, but there's no change in the dot itself. There's no change in the dot itself. The dot itself is quite literally just red. You can't change that to any other color. I wish. I wouldn't be having this, but I hope, and then I hope they can get some some better reticles, because these spider webs, spider web reticles, these a clown with a, you know what I'm saying? Those are a little bit, no one's using those. No one's fucking using, I mean, yeah, some people will, but honestly, man, to kind of summarize, bro, again, if Raven Software can continue to cook, and if they actually make the changes to, consistent updates, consistent meta updates, give us a reason to grind, bro, I am so fucking excited for the win grinds. I'm curious to see what they make it, right? We talked about that last podcast. And we actually get some rewards with the win grind. Now, couple questions that I have. Obviously, Raven's not going to answer this, but it's like, one, what is the number? How many wins do you have to get in a row to get that? 2, is it going to be on Resurgence, or is it going to be on BR, right? Is it going to be on one or the other? Is it going to be on both, right? And if it's on both, you get 2 separate like camos. Is it you get the same camo for both, right? It's like I'm curious to see what they do. I'm super fucking excited for that, and I think because it brings you back to nukes. Nukes, I fucking love nukes. Nukes were one of the most fun things. Literally, if it wasn't for nukes, I probably would have played a different game in Warzone 2. Nukes were actually, like, I'm being so dead ass. Like Warzone 2,
pretty sure, yeah.
Nukes carried Warzone 2 and ranked. Ranked was actually pretty cool in that game. Like new contract. So maybe this is like their version of like a nuke. I don't know.
No, that's cool. I like all the events and stuff, and like even like the win, if it's like the win grinding stuff like that, just ways to get different camos and stuff is super cool.
Yeah, like I agree, Hunter. Nukes were the last time that this game gave me a dopamine hit. I agree 1000%. Like that was so fucking fun, and I wish they could bring it back, man. I wish they could bring it back. If this, like I will say, if this is gonna be their version of nukes. Because remember, you have to get 5 wins and then you get the nuke, right? That was their nuke. So if we're just going for straight up win streak, it's got to be more than 5, like for you to get that kind of like same intensity, right? So I don't know. I hope they bring back nukes one day. That brought a lot of fun into the game. And right now, there's so many camos to go for right now. Like, bro, they came out with that. Let me show it to the stream real quick, or to everybody real quick. They that secret camo, the secret camo that Reed Boy got.
Oh yeah, that was
yeah,
that
pretty
was cool.
sick.
That was pretty sweet.
Sick that no one really knew about it. I think what they did is I think they added it last minute once they knew he was close, or they had their data that knew who was close,
So there's no
because
leakers.
it got leaked the same day.
Yeah, I
Wait.
can see that.
So for those
It
of
got
y'all,
leaked 12 hours before he unlocked it.
Damn.
And so I think it got added that day. And then, well, maybe that's just a guess on my end. But
No,
the
I
other
agree.
part is the leak. It was specifically was like the name of it, the file name or
Yeah.
whatever. It said comp.
yes. And it
So
was,
everyone assumed comp
Ranked.
like competitive, ranked, but it was probably completing, like comp completion, right?
yeah.
So they just took the wrong guess. But I think that's when it got added.
yeah,
No,
bro.
it's a pretty sick ammo.
This is super fucking fire, and I hope going forward. Again, you never know with IW and everybody else, right? Like, I hope this can be a staple. That'd be sick to like you complete everything, you get this secret camo. Like, bro, like okay, the camo's great. I still kind of like Infestation better, but like it's still like I think obviously the crazy thing about this is no one's gonna have it. Like, so for those of you that don't know, if you complete the Warzone Mastery Camo, you complete Multiplayer Mastery Camo, you complete Campaign Mastery Camo, and you complete the Zombies Mastery Camo, you get this secret camo for unlocking every single completionist camo.
And I think it's equipable without even doing camos again or something weird.
Yeah, it's universal now. So I assume even when new guns come out, you can automatically equip it onto your gun because it's like now, you know. I like this though. I think this is cool. Yeah, I will agree with Hunter. They did make camo grinding pretty easy this year. Bro, did you know headshots back in Vanguard Zombies were like 7,000 or some shit like that?
No, dude, it was ridiculous. I remember Skull telling me about it. It was like absurd.
It was insane. I remember getting like 20 something guns done, and I was like, yeah, I'm over this.
Dude,
and
yeah.
how to set up the zombies, like it was way harder to set them up for the grind too, because you needed some RNG elements too. For specific spawn thing, it was bad, and the map sucked, and the way the perks were, it was an awful game for zombies.
I know the camo grinding is like, it seems pretty easy, but I don't like mind it. Like, it's still a grind. Like, if you want to get singularity, you still got to grind.
It's not going to happen by accident. It's not going to happen by accident.
Exactly. No. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to happen by accident. So I think that the camo grind was actually in a pretty good place.
I think later in the year it could get close to happening by accident because they add enough guns into the.
Oh, because you need 30, right?
We'll have 20 more guns that are rifles and SMGs and LMGs and probably a sniper. That you could just skip all the trash categories. No melee weapons. No,
for sure.
No launchers, whatever.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I get why they made it easier for everybody. Like, obviously, you don't want to make it too easy, but I actually enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't like, oh my god, I'm like, bro, so that zombies one, was it like 2-3 years ago? Actually, I'm capping. The zombies one 2 years ago was probably my favorite. I know that's probably a faded take, but as far as the MW3 zombies, I actually had a really fun time going for that. That was like DMZ-esque, right? Like that one.
That
well, that was
thing,
a super
cheese
glitch, right?
That was with the sentry gun with the monkey bomb. Bro.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Bro. I cheesed
That was
the
straight
that,
troll. That was
I was
straight
cheesing.
troll.
I know some people didn't like it. I know some people didn't fuck with like that style of zombies, but I actually really enjoyed camo grinding and playing that zombies. Like, I like that. I like it more than this style of zombies. Just a straight up round based. But yeah, I know some people don't. They're gonna hate that take, but it is what it is. But yeah, boys. I mean, look, man. I think right now they did exactly what we all said they should do, it in the sense of like, you know, I think Jay God said last podcast was like, yo, all they have to do is just not break the fucking game, and that alone is a W. And they didn't break the game. They actually made it more fluid. You know, perk system, all that stuff. More so them taking auto attack sprint, increasing movement speed, base movement speed, made the game feel a lot more fluid. Now, I do agree with a lot of people saying that this still feels not like an integration. Completely understand that take. And season 2 will probably be where the game actually feels like a brand new Warzone once the new Avalon and all that stuff comes out. So I hope they're cooking up with Avalon, and I hope they can make that feel like Blackout 2.0 and like an improved version of Blackout, right? And so, yeah, we'll see, man. I personally, Avalon, we'll see how it plays out in BR. I don't really know how I feel about it. In like with campaign and all that stuff, it just feels, I feel like it's gonna feel weird, but we'll see when it actually plays out. Wait, Raven Soffer said, have to head out, but thank you for the podcast. As always, keep that feedback coming. Tweet it at us so it's properly tracked. I got you, Raven. I got you.
The fact that they're here on a Sunday, bro. I love.
Yo, I just realized
really
that.
Appreciate that.
Cooking.
I can really appreciate that.
Wait, you're right, Raven. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. And hey, guys, if you guys again, they look at Twitter. Remember when we went to go visit their headquarters? They got a whole room dedicated to people tweeting on Twitter and stuff. So if y'all have any feedback, just at Raven Software, at Treyarch, at whoever y'all want for stuff. But boys, final thoughts. Even though I think we already did final thoughts. Overall, I'm happy with the game so far. We did get a good amount of content. I've been grinding these camos. I'm about to hop off the podcast and grind for this secret camo that came out. But apart from that, man, I hope
You'll be fine on that one. Your group's gonna be so chill.
That one's gonna be chilling. It's gonna be vibing. But as long as they can just keep putting out content, keep bringing out new metas, keep giving us reasons to hop on the game, I think that win streak's gonna be fucking fire. Then ranked grind. Hopefully ranked has some pretty cool cosmetics, because the cosmetics for ranked has been horrible the last year, 2 years. I'm tired of seeing just calling cards and little icons. I want to see like actual camos every season. So yeah. But boys, talk to me.
I'm feeling great about the game, man. I'm excited. Should be a fun year. Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a lot of bad things to say. I just think the only thing was like the ghost thing that I already touched on. So I'm just super happy with the game, man. It feels great to have like a new game. It feels refreshing, new guns, everything like that. It's super smooth. So I'm excited. Obviously, I'm a little bit more comp minded as well. So I'm excited for the competitive season to kind of get kicking again. And yeah, we'll see where we go, man.
Okay. All right, J-God.
They just need to keep doing what they're doing. I think we're off to a good start. But again, 2 weeks update. We're going to see how this meta changes. They said 4 meta changes a season. We'll see how that goes.
True. What would that be? Would that be next week that we get up? Like next Tuesday or next Thursday?
Not this week, but the following probably. Next Thursday. Yeah.
So next Thursday, we might get a change to the meta. And even then, bro, the metas are, right now, they're pretty good.
Pretty good.
You can use, I hope they can keep that up and keep it to where you can use 2 to 3 guns every single update. But yeah, anyways, guys, appreciate you guys as always, man. eBay, J-God, thank you guys for hopping on. I'm gonna get Hunter in here next one so we can yap a little bit more. But fellas, everybody at home, thank you guys as always for tuning into the Pullze podcast, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you guys are at. Just know we appreciate you guys, man. And we got probably maybe some type of mini update, or we'll see when the next podcast is, whenever they do another update, so we can kind of go over everything again. But yeah, appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next one, baby. Peace, 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 peace.